I found myself on the sunny coast and I was feeling great when I saw a busker playing there at Kawana Lake. Bring your mates, for your mates, beers and love music while you're filling up your plates. October is a date, from the 30th to 31st we gonna rock the place. Love is the theme and we'd love to see your face at Buskers by the Lake, at Buskers by the Lake, at Buskers by... My name is Kieran Nix, a journalist from the University of the Sunshine Coast. My passions are the coast, music, and love. And Behind Buskers by the Lake combines all three things. So come down, get to know the acts at the festival, get to know a bit about yourself. Welcome to Loveland 2021. Hello, Emma Tomlinson. Thank you for coming on to Behind the Buskers by the Lake podcast.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Mate, how are you?
I'm good too, yeah. We've had a good day up at Noosa.
We did. It's quite hot today. I'm wearing black jeans. Probably wasn't the best outfit at the time.
Yeah, we did a bit of walking too, yeah.
We did.
Got our steps up.
All worth it, you know. I mean, I wish I had the Apple Watch so I can actually count how many steps I did.
Yeah.
Be sick. But no, it was a good day for it. Beautiful weather. They're just overpopulated, you know, because of the car parks. Whoa.
Yeah, car parking is a nightmare.
I know, honestly. It's never the locals that can get the car parks. It's always the tourists. But no, we got the day done, which is really cool. Now we're here.
Yeah, filming the podcast.
That's right.
To get to know you, get to know a bit about your music, get to know a bit about Buskers by the Lake coming up.
That's right. I know.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
6 weeks away.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a bit about your connection to Buskers by the Lake?
Yeah, I do. Alrighty. So back in the day when I was a little grommet, little 14-year-old me, living in Brisbane at the time, and I got invited to perform at a function, and I was with my mum, and I was dressed like in all black, and it was really hot, mind you. And this is like, it was like a really hot day in like August, September. And I had to go to this ladies' lunch, and I was just performing, you know, with my little songbook and my computer for my karaoke's, and then like a mic stand that they had there. And Cindy was actually there. And as I was performing, she then came up to me afterwards and said, "I would love you to perform at my busking festival in October. Here's my card, contact me." And yeah, from then on, I got to play I didn't get to play in 2014, but I got to play in 2015, my first year at the Buskers when it used to be a Busker by the Creek in Currumbin Creek. And yeah, and at that age I went by Emmy B.
Emmy B. I like that personally, but yeah.
Yeah, no. Emma Tomlinson, guys. Emmy B, because my middle name's Bridget. So yeah, and I used to always get called Emmy, so Emmy B. So yeah. But yeah, no, that's kind of where it all started. And now 6 years later, here I am again. But now they're being Buskers by the Lake, and me with, you know, an upgraded sound with both vocals and a keyboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that was going to be my next question. How has your music sort of developed in the years since you were 14, first performing?
Oh, majorly. Well, around when I was 14, that was actually also my first year performing Channel 10, because I'm not sure if you've heard of Creative Generation, State Schools on Stage. It's kind of like School Spectacular for New South Wales, but it's a Queensland version. So all state schools around Queensland got involved, and we did a massive performance at the Brisbane Convention Exhibition Centre. And 2014 was actually my first year that I did that. I was a featured vocalist, and in that same year I was also on X Factor as well, little braces and everything. And I didn't get through though. They flew me to Sydney, but I got the 2 S's and 2 No's because I thought I was too young. But you know, they didn't stop me there. I still kept auditioning, you know, for The Voice and The Voice Kids, and even Young Talent Time when I was, you know, little as well. But yeah, every year I just kept doing Creative Generation, being a featured vocalist, and I was also doing Raw dance at the time. So not only was I singing, I was dancing and I was acting. And I'd say it wasn't until I was about 18 years old I started picking up gigs, and that was all just, you know, continuous practice. And mind you, I had to change school completely. So when I first started in Brisbane, I then moved to Noosa. And I had to start from scratch with my music because, you know, I had everything going for me in Brisbane, and I had to just leave it all behind and go, okay, well, how can I, you know, curate and maneuver myself to continue with what I'm doing and find my place here so then I can explore more of what I want to do with my craft. And that's kind of where I met Peter Coppers, who's from the band The Church, who sang Under the Milky Way Tonight. You know that song? Yeah. So he was actually mentoring at Noosa District State High when I was there in grade 12. That was my first year. And at first he was teaching me guitar. But I was more interested in keyboard because that's kind of where I taught myself. Like I learned through YouTube, but I also learned how to do proper placement through my singing teacher, Maggie Noonan, who also taught me how to sing classically and kind of how I embedded a lot of the operatic bel canto technique that I use today in my vocal training. And I remember the song I wrote, Being Silver Lightning, which is actually on Spotify, is one of my debut singles from my EP Aquarius. And Pete, he helped me write that. And I remember the day that I introduced it to him, he said, no, let's make that chord this chord. And that was when it was coming to the chorus. And yeah, it kind of just made it all together how it sounds now, which is really, really cool. And I think from that moment, having written that song was kind of where I had to just find my feet and then take the steps onwards, which is really, really cool. And yeah, since then I've just been applying for any competitions and everything I've been doing. I performed for a lot. That a lot since then. Well, I finished my degree here at University of Sunshine Coast. So I did a Bachelor of Creative Industries, majoring in music and minoring in drama and social media, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I got the opportunities in performing pretty much all over the Sunshine Coast, doing my own shows called Opera Funk, which were featured also at Noosa Alive 2019. Performed at Australian Event Awards, performing, basically anywhere that I could. And I think, now I'm getting to the part where I'm performing more in Brisbane as well, which is a bit of a big step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it feel to bring it back to the Sunshine Coast and be able to sort of do a big festival like this in the local area?
It's actually so bloody cool, I have to say, because considering how COVID's just massively impacted our industry and how we, seek work through musical events such as festivals and having them, shut down pretty much all over Australia, and being able to have this opportunity to perform at a music festival that is for buskers specifically is insane, because you look at how New South Wales and Victoria is, can't really do much. So honestly, we are so grateful here. And to have, be able to perform, might I add, is absolutely insane. Yeah.
What does it feel like for you in any performance to be up on stage in front of a crowd? What is that feeling like?
I have to say, so it's kind of like home to me. If that makes sense.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, because ever since, when I first started, discovered I could sing, I was 8 years old and I was on the Gold Coast Performing Arts stage, and it was with a school called Mercer Crawford Performing Arts School. And we were singing this medley of Weather, and I had a little rainbow outfit and hair all teased, had a little umbrella. And my one line in it, which is where I went, I want to be a singer, was blue skies above, and it was to Stevie Wonder, Isn't She Lovely? But the lyrics will change. And I remember doing that medley that year in 2008. I kind of just went, yeah, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to keep practice doing for the rest of my life. And I've just stuck to my guns since then.
Yeah.
And every time that I've been on stage, it's kind of, your confidence just builds up so much more, and it kind of, it's a second nature to you. It's like when you're driving a car, you do your learners, and then after I get P's, and then you P2s, and then you're on your opens. And that's kind of how it's been for me, because I have been performing professionally since I was 13. And so at 8, that's where I started the learners. And then, I picked it up since then, made my way, yeah.
You forget you're even driving.
I know, you forget you're even driving, you just go do it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's, I did a gig the other weekend at Zachary's as well as RSCV, and even doing that, I just get into my zone, 3 or 4 hour gig, and I just make it work, make it happen, and do what I love.
It sounds like you've been kicking a lot of goals. You spoke about debut singles and your EP Aquarius.
Yeah.
I understand you've got an album coming up as well.
Not an album, a single.
A single. Yeah.
Yeah, so last year I actually released 2 debut singles from my EP Aquarius, which was funded by the Regional Arts Development Fund from Noosa Council. I recorded that in Brisbane with James North Productions, which was pretty cool. And the first single I released was called Rosemary, and the second one, Silver Lightning, which Peter Coppers is a part of, and then my EP Aquarius, which features 5 songs. One of them I actually worked on a little bit with Andy Ward, but we did the piano version of it.
Yep.
And then the latest single I released was called Control, and I actually came third with that in a competition I entered last year called Start Sequence, which was at the Peregian Hub. And a week before that, I was actually in hospital. It was cellulitis in my foot. And then they were like, are you able to come still? I was like, yeah, that's fine. No worries at all. And I rock up like in crutches to do this competition. And it was 2 days of just full recording, getting a song down pat. And got it all done. And I was in the top 3 with Control. And then in December, I released it. So far, that is my latest single on Spotify, which you can check out.
Yeah.
But I do have a new single coming, and it is called Ghost, which I'm really, really excited about. I got to work on it with some pretty cool people. It actually started here at uni, how it came about. So my friend Gabe, I actually met him just downstairs at K Block, and I was about to start class. And I was like, oh, dude, I found this really cool track off like this site called Hit Record, which has like sample sounds. And I sent it to him and he made this really cool beat to it. I'm like, okay, all right, let's make the rhythm of that. And it was a Tuesday. And that night we were like, okay, let's get some lyrics up. And we wrote the song all on a Tuesday night. And then later on, I contacted my girlfriend who's a producer. Her name's Lateral Music. And we recorded and produced the track, and then we had 2 other amazing people, like Paulie B, who runs Yamanui Recording Studio, as well as Harry Fox, and they kind of made the song come to life, and now it's on its way to be released and for people to listen to.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, I know.
And it sounds like in all these stories, there's a lot of people who help with the process. So how important is community to creating music?
Oh, it's massively so important, honestly. It's not what you know, it's who you know, and especially making those connections with people, especially at the moment, just helping one another, but, being in a project where you are creating something that is going to, be beneficial for everyone is actually quite rewarding, because when I write music, and I know a lot of artists would say this, is when you write something, it's not just yours anymore. It's everyone's, because, you don't have to say what it is about at all, like what you're writing. People just listen to it and they go, okay, well, this is what it means for me. It's kind of like you just, it's your baby that you write, but then you're giving it to someone else and they're taking it up for adoption in a sense. But honestly, creating music for me is everyone's involvement. It's not just, my artwork. It's the community's artwork to enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we spoke about Cindy, how she helped you out back at the original Buskers by the Creek.
That's right.
Yeah. How was it like getting an opportunity at that age? And like, I think that's a big part of this festival, is that anybody at any age has the opportunity to perform. How important is it to give young people the opportunity to get out there?
It is honestly so important, and especially in times like these where we are in the middle of a pandemic, we just got to keep nurturing, emerging artists and ensuring that, they have that moment of exposure, but they also have that moment of sharing their talents and sharing their story. Like, how I've had the opportunities back in the day when COVID wasn't even a thing. And I think sharing that is really important because, they're the next generation of music, and, we need to keep harnessing, people's ideas and people's stories and people's songs and what they're able to bring to the table, but not just in the music industry, but in all of their creative industry. So, having Cindy support me all that way has just been the biggest honor, honestly. And, I wouldn't be here without how she helped me today. So, yeah.
Yeah, shout out Cindy.
Shout out to Cindy.
Yeah.
Bloody legend.
The reason for all of this, all of us basically. Yeah.
I know. She's just the most incredible woman. I really inspire and look up to her because she's just done so much over the past years. And, getting people together by using, a festival like this is just absolutely sensational.
And that's the best thing. Like, everybody gets to meet everybody. Like, we
That's
talk
right.
about that networking. Like, I've met you, or the amount of people I've met within the last 3 weeks.
That's right.
Just because of this festival. It's it's great.
It's
like,
so cool.
it.
And it's such a small world, when you meet new people and somehow you're connected in some way. That's what I love about being a musician, is that you always will meet someone no matter where, and someone will be like, oh my God, how do you know this person, because, you never know who you meet and who they know. And I think that's really cool, especially like when you work on future projects, to be like, hey, I really want to we should work together on this. And then, they always bring other people in that you both know, and it just, it's fireworks, absolute fireworks.
That's it. Like, everybody loves music. Like, music is the common connection that we can all get around.
Yeah.
And I think, like, whatever the world's going through, that's why we need to keep producing music and keep
Exactly.
putting on events
Well,
to keep us sane, really.
exactly. Like I was a part of the Noosa Busking Championships not too long ago, and that was based in the Gympie Terrace precinct where, they have a lot of the buskers perform on that strip because obviously we can't perform on Hastings Street. But yeah, it was so incredible just to see like people who were from age 13 on upwards and being part of that competition was just so, I guess, inviting in a sense that we're still making ourselves adaptable to what we're dealing with in this day and age. And, hearing how everyone is still going about, being passionate with music is incredible, absolutely incredible. And, music, if we didn't have music, especially a time like this, we'll be depressed. Yeah, honestly. And, we've all had to adjust how we make music and like how we show music, like live streams, pre-recorded videos, posting videos, and, TikTok's been one of those big things at the moment for people to post off TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and having social media there, whilst some people are in lockdown, some people, don't really have the chance to perform at the moment because, cancellations are a thing due to COVID is amazing. And having social media as that platform, that's how people have just been able to continue creating, continue singing, continue performing, continue to play, which is really, really cool. Like myself, I've just, like harnessed it so much and I've used the shit out of it because you have to keep promoting who you are as an artist, and that's what I've kind of focused on. I've made sure to work really hard on doing that, so then people are still following my journey and my story and who I'm connected with, but also who I work with and what I believe in. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, that's what it's about, I suppose. Letting the fans get to know you on a personal level. So when they come and see you, it's like they've already met you.
Yeah.
And they can really get into it.
Exactly. Like, the other week there was, G-Flip?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was on TikTok the other week as a live stream and she had got all set up. She was just on a lounge, playing guitar, playing her originals and
just jamming.
And I think that's, in how we are going about, how we watch live music to this day and age, using that tool is absolutely amazing. Also, another story about G-Flip. I actually did a pre-gig, when you do a pre-gig jam, like you're just having a party of your own and like in your bathroom before, get in the zone. I was playing her song on Instagram, just on my story, and I tagged her in it. She responded.
How good's that?
Right? And she responded with, the rock on emoji. 4 of them. She was like, yeah. I was like, this has made my day. It's so cool.
Yeah. Well, that feedback must feel good to see from someone who's had success or a lot of success.
Because she's in Melbourne in lockdown too, and like because you tag a lot of these artists, and sometimes they don't see it, or it's that the account gets managed by someone else on the social media. So that kind of it means a lot when the actual person who you love and who you follow, they get back to you and they're like, yeah. So I said to myself, if I ever get a tattoo, that's what I'm getting. G-Flip's response, just the rock on.
That's a sick tattoo. But I think that's back to the personal connection. Like she gave you that experience, and you'll be able to give that to your fans in the future.
Exactly. Exactly.
And who knows who you might inspire just by taking that bit of time to
exactly. And because I'm also an ambassador of Autism Queensland, a really big quote that I believe in is being different makes a different. And by doing that, it's all about
100%.
100%. It's actually on my shirts I've got coming out, which will be on my website very, very soon. But also at my single launch, which I'll get into soon. It's true. You've got to be different to make a difference, and you've got to be who you are to really connect to people, and to people to be like, you know what, she's just doing it. She's just doing her. Yeah. There's no room to be copyrighted at all. You can't just copyright someone else as an artist. If you want to be respected in that sense, you've just got to stay true to who you are and, shoot those guns. Not guns. Oh, my God. No, none of that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think what is your connection with that? Like I've seen on your Instagram page, you're an ambassador. What is that connection?
So when I was really young, my brother and I were diagnosed with ASD. I later on found out I was misdiagnosed. But, that's okay. So I grew up with my family, being on the spectrum, and with that sense of understanding, I was able to, I guess, gain that knowledge of understanding, neurological disorders, and like being the atypical, being neurotypical as well. And I've also worked as a disability support worker, so I have that background of understanding, how it all works when you're differently wired. And so being an ambassador, but not only being an ambassador, having the opportunity for Autism Queensland to have tote bags with my artwork on it, which actually support their campaign, Go Blue for Autism. Honestly, it's just touch home for me because, these bags really put towards helping kids in schools and like programs to help them, develop their skills better, or like their speech better, or understand the classroom better, or really just help teachers understand who they are as well, so then they can grow up to be incredible, beautiful adults. And yeah, that's why I'm so proud to be representing as an ambassador for their brand.
Yeah,
which is really, really cool.
Yeah, I think with art, it is an expression of yourself.
Yeah.
So like, to keep creating art, we need to foster individuality and the differences.
Yes.
That's what makes art amazing. That's what makes people special. Like the differences,
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's just why being different makes a difference on the back of my shirt. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's incredible, being a part of that because not many people really understand autism these days. And, it's really important to share the message that you're always going to meet someone as well. And some people, who first have, come to be a mum of kids with autism, it's not something that you're defined by. It's just something that is a part of you and it's not a label at all. It's kind of just like, yeah, cool, this is another characteristic of me. And that's how I've taken it. And it's, how do we, help harness this to make it into something great.
It is personal for me because I was diagnosed
really?
when I was a kid. Yeah,
really?
Me and Shandon were talking about this today.
No way.
I was actually diagnosed as a child.
Wow.
But I didn't find out until I was 20.
Wow.
So there were a lot of questions I had growing up.
Who did you get diagnosed by?
I actually don't. My mum just said that I was diagnosed when I was young.
Wow.
Yeah, primary school age.
You see, I was 4, but obviously, being a 4-year-old, you never know until...
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got diagnosed by Tony Howard, who's like the world's leading professor of autism. He's retired now, though. But I went and saw him recently, and he said, because of how much I've kind of just matured myself, developed as well.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not even there. And I'm like, I probably am, but
Yeah. And
still quirky. But yeah, there you go.
That's the exact same with me. Like, I feel like just by developing naturally and like I have sort of learned to embrace the differences.
Yeah.
The differences used to stress me out, I suppose.
Of course.
But then once I did find out that was who I was, it actually helped me to embrace them.
That's exactly it.
I really do think like that's so amazing that you're an ambassador for it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool thing. And like another thing, I mean, I usually have it on me today, but I usually wear a compression glove. The reason being is because when I was 17, I had a knife injury at work. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know where that one was going.
Yeah. So I was putting a knife back into its scabbard, and the knife went through the scabbard and cut over my left index finger, and it permanently left with a chronic nerve injury, and that's the peripheral nerve as well. So I had to relearn how to play piano again. I can't clap again. This is me clapping, just using good old knee slapper, and I just had to work with it pretty much and relearn how to adjust playing piano. So usually at my gigs now, if I'm going to play piano, which I always do, I just use pinky and thumb to the chords, and then I just work everything else with the left hand.
Yeah.
And, I've kind of accepted the fact, because I used to hate wearing my glove all the time, because it gets hot. We live in tropical Queensland, mind you, and I'm wearing this grey, thick-ass compression glove. But I've come to the point where I'm like, you know what? It's a part of me. This is what I live with. And it's actually kind of cool, Yeah, sure, it's like a Michael Jackson, Lady Gaga look, but but I've embraced it, and that's a part of also being different. Being different makes a difference, because obviously I've worked around having this nerve injury, but I've made it a part of who I am as an artist as well, and that's me. That's how people pick up on me, and
that's incredible. It's all about persistence as well as difference. Like
that's it.
Persisting when a challenge arises, I suppose.
Yeah,
keep persisting. And I think when we were talking about the lockdowns and all that stuff, that inevitably you got to talk about. I think in the long run, this will make the music industry and individual artists stronger and more versatile.
Massively.
I'm sure, like, for you, has it sort of forced you to think about different ways to,
Oh, 100%.
yeah, perform?
100%. Well, yeah, because, ever since last year, everything's just kind of been like going, going downhill. Especially like July this year was a pretty big year. I lost nearly, with gigs, I'll say the amount, nearly 10 grand. And yeah, which is pretty insane. And, it's made me approach things really differently and given me kick up the bum to be like, okay, cool. Well, how can I still do this? Because
Chase it, yeah.
because all of us in the industry were like, well, what are we going to do now? How are we going to work through this? This is our livelihood. This is how we make money. This is how we pay our rent. This is how we pay our bills. And by using technology and still connecting with people through that way has just been a massive insight to being, this is the future now, and this is how we have to kind of go by it, which has been really, really good, because I was going, I'm going to become a nurse. That was my backup. I was like, I'm going to do nursing or be occupational therapy and music. So I was going to do stuff in hospital where, I help patients through music therapy. But, having kind of just gone, what, I may as well just see what I can do music-wise from here on out. And if I need to do, go back to uni and still incorporate something I'm passionate about, then I'll go do that. But, so far I've just kind of been working as hard as I can. And yeah, it's been going great.
Yeah. I suppose going forward, this is big picture stuff. Like, what do you see? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What's the goal? Have you set any goals or like?
Oh, massively have I set goals, honestly. Well, at the moment, I'm self-managed. So I nearly had like a bit of a moment. You have a moment because you're going, oh my God, I've achieved this the other day. Like, I'm planning my own campaign shoots. I'm talking with PR people, digital marketing people. I'm talking with venue people because I'm using a venue for my new single launch. Doing a festival in October, and I'm also doing a event at an art exhibition as well. And I'm going to be going to Melbourne, working soon with some really cool companies and producers down there as well. And in 5 years' time, I still see myself doing really well as an independent artist, and especially as a female artist, because, mind you, the industry has had such a corruption with how female artists are respected and seen. And I say that because, over time I have had a lot of derogatory comments come my way, but also very sexist comments. And especially, artists or like producers saying, we really love your music, but here's a sexual offer. And I think, having gone through that process of, going, what, I'm above that, and, trying to work through that and come out strong from that has been probably one of the biggest challenges, but also a successful challenge achieved as well. So in 5 years' time, I see myself writing an album. It will happen.
Yeah.
I am planning to explore my music in Melbourne, definitely soon, and hopefully travel around Australia with my music. That's kind of where I see myself. And I guess it's also really hard to say, because you never know where the road's going to take you, especially when so many opportunities could come your way and you never really know. So I'm very open-minded what's going to happen in the next 5 years. But definitely in the next 5 years, I'll be at a festival. Hopefully I get to travel again. And there'll be a new album. Yeah. That's my goal.
Well, I think there's going to be loads of opportunity, like, just coming to you, just given how driven you are and the adversity you've already been through. Like,
that's it. Yeah.
The opportunities will be flowing in, I'm sure.
I hope so. And another thing, like, because at this time, you got to make the opportunities happen for yourself as well. So usually, I being self-managed and being my own PR and being everything, I've always got to make sure if I want to get it done, I've got to do it myself, or I've got to ask people to be a part of it. I've got to make that effort, because if you don't make that effort, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get it done. Like, I wanted to get this single done. That's coming out soon. I had to go, okay, cool. Who am I going to record with? What's the song about? Where am I going to play it? All those steps, you just got to make it happen, and you got to make it work. Like, if this is, because this industry is all about not just how good you are and how it's about how you make yourself as well, and how people see you. If you're a hard worker and if you really, are inspired by how other people are working and you want to get to that level, it will be noticed. Absolutely. But it's also about making sure that you don't only respect yourself, that you respect other people and their craft, and you share their content, because it's all sharing is caring, and it's all about being in, a really inviting community of where we all have each other's support, because we've all been through the shit massively. And so we just need to make sure that we all have each other's back. And I think that's really, really important and really good advice to put out there, especially for people who are wanting to be a musician, who are wanting to be a producer, who are wanting to be a sound engineer. It's all about putting yourself first, and then putting people first and yourself second.
Yeah. Respect will get you everywhere in life, and
and kindness, massively kindness. If you're kind to the sound guy at your gig, he will talk about it and you'll be like, this guy, she was nice.
Yeah.
And because people talk, like, the industry is such a small world. Like, if you are just kind and you put that on to other people, you don't expect nothing back, word gets around, which is
That's really good advice. Like, I think for anybody watching who aspires to be an artist, that's amazing advice. I think you've given a lot of good advice today.
I can keep going.
Keep
going.
Yeah, this would make an amazing lecture, but like, it's also been an amazing chat.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Are we going to hear some singing today?
We are. I thought what I could do is I could sing a little bit of my latest single, and then just play a little sneak peek of my my soon to be coming out single.
Yeah.
So, alrighty.
Yeah, a little medley.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Will we be hearing these at Buskers by the Lake?
You betcha us we will.
Yeah.
Considering. So before I get into it, the new single is actually going to be released on the 22nd of October, which is a Friday. And the event launch for the new single, which is called Ghost, is on the 21st of October. And it's going to be performed at Woolly Mammoth in Brisbane on a student night, 7 p.m. Tickets are going to be on sale next Friday, the 24th of September, which is really cool. And my support acts that I have is Aspie Jones and my producer, and also who also recorded it as well, the letter L. But she's going to be live streaming from Melbourne, because she's in lockdown there.
So you'll have her up on stage.
She's going to be on the screen.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So we're going to have like an act, Aspie Jones with his band, and then once he's finished his act, we're then going to have letter L on the screen, and then me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think having that as well, like what we were saying before, using technology and how we perform these days, making sure we can do a live stream, that's kind of where I want that adversity to show of how we've had to deal with COVID. So you got the live performance, and then you got that, and yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
People will be able to get down to see you and your new release.
That's it.
And then the week later, Buskers by the Lake.
That's right. All happening. Yeah, October's the month for it.
October will be going off. Yeah,
I know.
I actually can't wait.
I'm so keen.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, let's do Control. You got something for me, I don't expect anything. I know you want me, but you lost me in every way. I can't be your toxicity, I'm in for all simplicity. Once the walls tumble, I will crumble. I don't want it no more, I can't be there no more. I don't see myself no more, screaming and yelling no more. I don't want it no more, I can't be there no more. I can't see myself no more. Who do you think you are, treating me like this? I want no apology, I have no serenity. Who do you think you are, making me feel like? So I stand up and say I have no control. No control. No control. No control. No control. You You had me feeling jailed, like I was your prisoner, drowning me in the pressure that I felt. I left your toxicity, forever scarring me with simplicity. Once the walls tumble, I will not crumble. I don't want it no more, I can't be there no more. I don't see myself no more, screaming and yelling no more. I don't want it no more, I can't be there no more. I can't see myself no more. Who do you think you are, treating me like this? I want no apology, I have no serenity. Who do you think you are, making me feel like? So I stand up and say I have no control, no control, no control, no control, no control. I got my sledgehammer, I'ma break the barrier. I got my sledgehammer, I'ma break the barrier. Yeah. Who do you think you are, treating me like this? I want no apology, I have no serenity. Who do you think you are, making me feel like? So I stand up and say I have all the control. Oh, no control. Hey, oh. Hey, oh. No control. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. No control. No control, no control. I have all the control. Say it, mean it, are you thinking right? Asking questions, middle of the night. I'm just trying to figure out what I want. Am I what you want? You say go do your best now, don't you dare rest. Set that beautiful mind to the test. Anxiety creeping in slowly, what's feeling so cold? Thoughts are forming bold. I just wanna say.
Thank you, Emma. We just heard two amazing songs, a part of an unreleased one, and they have actually blown me away. Like, they are genuinely amazing. Already stuck in my head.
Good.
Yeah.
So it should be. No,
Yeah.
That's the aim of the goal. You know you're good at the song you're right because it gets stuck in people's heads.
Yeah, well, you've achieved that. Yeah.
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
Put that in the goal list. Sorted.
Do you want to just refresh when the unreleased one will be out for everybody?
100% I will. So Ghost is going to be released on the 22nd of October. However, if you want to check it out before its release date, you can come to my single launch, which will be the 21st of October on a student night, being a Thursday, and it's going to be performed at the Woolly Mammoth Live Music venue in Brisbane, Fortitude Valley. The support acts there are going to be Aspie Jones, who's a Sunshine Coast local, and also Letter L, who's a Sunshine Coast local as well. Letter L, who recorded and produced the track along with Harry and Paulie B. So yeah, you check it out. Tickets are going to be on sale on the 24th of September, next Friday, which is very cool. So yeah, come about. Tickets are going to be $20 as well, and there's going to be merch, so you can check out some merch from both myself and Aspie and Letter L, and there'll be drinks. So hell yeah, to the tequila.
Yeah.
But if you want to come check it out and also come see some live music that we can actually do here in beautiful Queensland, which we're very fortunate to have, then save the date for October 21st.
Yeah. Emma, thank you for coming on. Thank you for your time today.
You're
Thank
very
you for the
welcome.
conversation.
No, thank you. It's been an honor, to have something like this happen is on the very small scale. So it's on the large scale for me to be able to be here, which is really, really cool. So no, thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor.
It's been a pleasure. And we'll see you at Buskers by the Lake.
You will.
29th.
I'll be there on the 31st.
31st.
That'll be me.
Yep.
I'll be there with my keys and everything.
Yep. Kawana Lake, come say hello.
Come say hello. No worries. Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Mwah.
Behind Buskers by the Lake was brought to you by the tireless and hardworking team of USC students, Victoria, Frida, Shandon, Fiona, Phoebe, and myself, Kieran. Also with the support of our hardworking tutors and USC staff, Lachlan and Andy. And of course, with thanks to the festival organiser and her family, Cindy Jensen and the Jensens. At Buskers by the Lake. At Buskers by the Lake. Buskers by the Lake.